Hello everyone, welcome again to the channel. Today I want to share with you another story related to the South Pacific and United States and of course China. So recently there was this development that says that the US is planning to open new embassies in some nations in the South Pacific, and it's also trying to increase aid in the Pacific region to counter China. And this was done through Vice President Kamala Harris, which announced the plans in the Pacific Island Forum, also called the PIF. So basically what they are trying to do is to counter China in every sense, because China has been recently active trying to do some bilateral agreements with several Pacific Island nations, and the US doesn't like it, basically. As you know, there was this recent story about the Solomon Island, which signed an agreement with China, security agreement, and especially Australia was very angry with this agreement, said that they would not tolerate military base near their shores, even though the Solomon Islands are more than 1,000 miles or something like that away from Australia, and the United States is always seeking to have military bases everywhere near China, but they don't like it when it happens to them, basically. And it seems like they almost threaten the Solomon Island to be invaded as a result of this agreement. That's what happened. And then there was this Washington Post story that's talking into more detail about this. So basically what happens is that the United States is pushing the governments of the Pacific Island Forum because they started to favor China. So they don't like that they stop considering the United States more favorably. As a result of that, it's trying to step up some efforts in the area. And globally, we have seen that the United States is shifting their focus from the Middle East to Asia, is focusing more in that region. And what happens is that they say that the United States is not asking Pacific Island nations to choose between it and China. But at the same time, they are doing this, that they are trying to opening embassies in Kiribati and Tonga, which are very small nations. And significantly, Kiribati and Solomon Island, they switched their diplomatic recognition from Taiwan to China. So these nations were recognizing Taiwan, and now they are not. So of course the United States doesn't like that kind of things. And so they are opening to provide more funds for economic development in the region. They are going to triple the help they provide. It was 21 million and now they're offering 60. And they are announcing this, that I didn't know, of course. They say that they are announcing the return of Peace Corps to Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, and Vanuatu after volunteers were withdrawn. I wonder what those Peace Corps do. Maybe nothing peaceful. Says the Biden administration is also exploring expanding the program to additional Pacific Island countries. Very suspicious, very suspicious. I will do some more research in those Peace Corps. What are they doing exactly? And even the Biden administration announced that it will reopen the embassy in Solomon Island, and it is certainly they forgot all about these nations. They did nothing to help them, but suddenly after China has shown interest, now they are switching their interests to that area. And now let's talk about this story, which is again part of the same provocations that the United States is doing in the area. This is in the anniversary of the US-Philippine Mutual Defense Treaty. The US is warning China that it will defend Philippines in the South China Sea, and they say that Secretary of State Antony Blinken says that they were reminding China that the US will intervene to defend the Philippines if Philippines vessels came under attack in the South China Sea. So let's take a look at here. Let's see, we can see this map better. So this is the South China Sea, and as you can see in this region, several countries have claims. The claims for China are in red. Then you have Malaysia, Vietnam, Brunei, Philippines, and Taiwan. All of them claim different regions. So it is a contested area, and you see here in the middle the Spratly Island, which is a region where China recently built some artificial island, and they installed some military equipment in the area. So these are the claims. As you know, is contested. That's what it is. Several countries claim different regions, and they haven't been able to solve it to everyone's satisfaction, basically. And there was a ruling. So this was a United Nations ruling in 2016 from a tribunal in The Hague, and this was following the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Interestingly, the United States is not party to this convention, but is using this treaty to reject China's claim to the South China Sea. So they don't obey it, but they use it at their convenience when it is convenient for them to create problems for China. This ruling was not with the participation of China. China didn't participate, so it doesn't recognize the ruling. And basically, they are trying to create problems in the area. That's what the United States is doing. The United States was invaded Philippines and has still to date several military bases in the area. They just recently got their independence from the United States in 1946. And as part of probably the conditions to give them their independence, the United States still maintains military bases there. So this mutual defense treaty basically says that the United States will somehow assist the Philippines, or the Philippines will assist the United States if either of them was attacked. So let's take a look at here. Like I mentioned, there are different claims to this area, the South China Sea. So the Chinese, together with other nations, are trying to find some kind of solution together for this, and they are trying to see if it is possible for them to manage their differences and somehow work out a solution between them. This is the China's proposal, but the United States is deploying Navy ships and Air Force jets to patrol the waterway for decades, and claims freedom of navigation and overflight is in the US national interest. So they are doing what they do best, steering problems everywhere. And this is an interesting article. It's from AP. It says exclusive US admiral says China fully militarized the Isles. So he's talking about the Spratly Island. And they are talking about the equipment they installed in those areas and everything the China does, they consider it aggressive. Now they say that it threatens all nations operating nearby. Now the United States has no need to operate nearby, so why they consider themselves threatened, I don't know. They complain that China has built up its military since World War II, and they say that their buildup of weaponization is destabilizing the region. So the fact that they put some military equipment is destabilizing the region, but the United States and their flights and their ships flying, navigating through this area without any need is not threatening anyone, So there is a dialogue here that says how one of the reconnaissance planes was flying over the island just to provoke the reaction from the Chinese side. And they are saying that they have the right to do it, that they are conducting lawful military activities even though they don't recognize the law of the sea, but they say that they are doing it. And they say that they are doing it recognizing international law, a law that they don't recognize. So that's how they do it. And they complain that China put military equipment in this island, and then they say the US responded by sending its warships through the region in what it calls freedom of operation missions. The United States has no claims but has deployed Navy ships and aircraft for decades to patrol and promote free navigation. How are they promoting free navigation? I don't know. It's their own objectives, They say that the main objective of the United States is to prevent war through deterrence. So they are not being aggressive. They are just promoting war through deterrence. They want to promote peace and stability, and they say, should deterrence fail, my mission is to be prepared to fight and win. So you see how pacific is their attitude, but China is the aggressive one. So that's all I wanted to say. Let me know what you think about it, and as always I ask you to please like the video, share it in social media, and subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for watching.